Okay, so we kind of did a video about the clinch where you end up in that underhook, overhook position. And now we're going to talk about like how you end up there. So in our job as police officers, we have to exchange documents with people. We have to speak to people. We have to get verbal statements from people. And we can't do that from across the room. We have to do that within, an arm's reach quite often. So if I'm too close to him and my hands are down, I've got no chance to defend myself if he was to try to hit me. Okay? Action's faster than reaction. He's going to hit me before I even realize what's happening. And like I said, I can't do my job from, 100 feet away either. So I want to have that reactionary gap, typically 4 to 6 feet, where I can kind of see him and see what's going on. My hands are up in front of me and I'm paying attention. And all of a sudden now, if he was to throw a punch, I'm going to see more than likely that shoulder dip and his body turn, and he's going to start to swing towards me. Many times when people are swung at that are untrained, they tend to look away and put their hands up. So if Jerry threw a punch and I do this, I end up putting myself right at the end of the bat and I'm going to get hit. I don't want to get hit by this part of his arm. This is where all the power is. The further up his arm I go, it's way better off to get hit up here than it is to get hit anywhere down here, because that's where the power is, okay? So if he was to throw a punch, I want to step in and get to this clinch. I cover, and then from here I wrap and I get to this T position. My head, like I have a horn on it, is right into his neck. I've got an underhook on this side around his hips, and I'm overhooked over his arm. Or maybe I'm not blocking, but cupping right here at the bicep. Very hard for him to hit. And the other option is a wrist tie, where I've got control of the wrist, and I would feed it behind and get a hold of the blade of the hand. This is important here. If I just grab his wrist, he can easily break free. Even if he didn't break free, he has mobility in his wrist. If he had a weapon, he could still aim and grab and pull and shoot. Versus if I have control of the blade of his hand, now can you extend away? Yeah, very tough for him to get away. He can't manipulate his wrist. I can still manipulate weapons if I had to. I could disengage. I could duck under and come to the back, dump him off, get to my own weapon source if needed, okay? So from this, my hands are up, punch comes, I come in, I clinch, get to this teed off position, okay? My head's in this inside head control, gives me a lot of power, and I want to monitor this arm. This arm can do a lot of damage to me if I don't monitor it. He can punch me in the face, he can grab weapons, he can grab my weapons. It's a very bad scenario. So I have to at least have wrist control where I feed it, or I need to hook and block, or I need a complete overhook. One of those three options, and I'm cupping the back of his hip right here. And now if he walks away from me, I'm kind of connected. Wherever he goes, if he drives into me, I'm connected. And it's hard for him to get around this head of mine. My head's in this pocket, very tough for him to get around. Versus if my head's up, he's going to own this encounter. He's going to get his head in, and now I'm going to be in trouble. That is getting to the clinch.